Do this.
You doing all right?
Yeah, man.
All right, so yeah, man, tell me about what is happening. Let me start the show, and and we'll talk. So this is about just letting you tell some of your story,
Yeah.
about what you're doing.
We're just gonna freebase it.
Freebase it. Yeah, that's the best way to do it. Are you ready?
Yeah.
All right, 3. Now that's the camera right there. So
Yeah.
look in the camera. We can look at each other. We can look at the camera. We can look at each other. All right, ready? 3, 2, 1. Hey, Keith Moore here once again at Musicians Anonymous. Thanks for checking out the shows and coming back and seeing what we're doing. Today, here at Live Oak on Music Row, I've got a wonderful singer-songwriter, Chris Cole, right?
How are you?
Chris, good to have
Good
you
to
here,
see
buddy.
you, man. How you been?
I'm good to have you here. Now, you are extremely busy.
So busy.
Yeah,
So busy that
'cause
I
you look
dropped
like you just ran a marathon.
literally with the hair and I got lunch on me on my sleeve, and I was like, oh man.
Well, this is going to be a fun interview because I know that you're like, I could tell just by getting to know you a little bit, you're like shot out of a cannon.
Oh man, I'm like this all the time.
Or you like this
I'm
all the
probably
time?
gonna have a stroke early in life.
I'm thinking because
intense.
you're a little more intense than me, man. And
I don't know how to turn it off.
I'm pretty intense, man. So,
I don't know how to turn it off.
So tell us a little bit about how long you've been here in Nashville. Where'd you come from, and what are you doing?
So I just moved back to Nashville literally the beginning of the year, New Year's Eve. I came back, decided I was going to stay. I was just coming to visit.
Right.
a
Just coming to
friend.
visit, and it sucked you in.
And I wound up talking with a friend, and they said, "Why don't you stay with us? And why don't you do this and that?" And I'm going through some personal stuff.
Yeah, life changes.
With the ex and kids, and that's a separate issue. But,
But we'll talk about that.
So I decided that we're going to go back and forth for now, and I'm going to work on this music thing seriously.
Wow,
And-
because you
and-
said you were here before and you did it before.
yeah, a lot has changed since I was here last time.
And
I
when
moved
was
here
last time?
in 2012. I moved
2012.
here, and I lived here for 2 years.
Okay.
And,
you did the
um,
circuit.
Yeah, I did. You know, I did some songwriting rounds,
Yeah.
and I spent a lot of time downtown drinking,
Ah.
and that has since stopped.
Oh, man,
I'm
congratulations.
14 months sober.
Oh, wow.
And I wanted to take a big swing at writing music.
So
And,
Musicians Anonymous is a good place for you to be.
Yeah, you know
I
what?
can give you your token.
I love that. I love it. You need to make some tokens.
It's a 12-step program
Yeah,
for
man.
creatives addicted to fame and fortune.
So now I just drink a lot of water. I quit
Hey,
smoking
well-
cigarettes too. All that bad stuff.
Wow,
went
you
away.
quit it all.
Man, the cigarettes didn't make sense when you didn't drink.
Okay.
So
Well,
I,
I
was
never
like,
smoked,
oh.
so.
Yeah, you didn't.
No,
have
but
to.
I do like to imbibe in
Yeah.
some brewskis, you know, as noticed by my belly.
That's
and,
fine.
But
Some of us can
anyways,
be responsible with it. Some
Well,
of us, I guess, can't.
You know, I mean, it just depends on, I guess, a lot of factors, but I know that you've been through a lot of life crap.
Yeah,
You know,
I
and
was
so-
leaning. I guess I was leaning on it.
Yeah.
Life crap, and I was dealing it with the only
Well,
solution that I knew how, and
right.
I was having a hard time, and
Yeah, yeah,
especially
man.
when I was in Nashville,
Yeah.
I was missing my kids, and
Oh, yeah.
and so I was partying, trying
Yeah.
to act like I didn't care, and I did, and
it
it was
hurt.
it wasn't until I got sober that I realized, you know, what am
Yeah.
I doing? Like,
What are you
it's-
doing?
It's not fixing anything to drink, and it's just
just-
the whole nightlife. It wasn't what I wanted. I wanted to be a songwriter.
Wow.
You know, I want a career.
So the defining like moment where you like went 180 degrees, how did that happen?
When I quit drinking and
Yeah,
moved
was it
back,
like
and,
was it a subtle thing or was it
man,
like
I
bam, all at
got
once?
so
Did you have like
know
a revelation
if I'm being pretty transparent,
I
I
want you to
got
be transparent.
I got a second DUI
Ah,
in the state of North Carolina.
Okay.
My relationship was on the rocks. I was worried about my kids and going to jail and
Yeah, man.
really all the things that like I never considered myself to be,
Yeah.
and it was happening. And I was like, who am I? Like,
Wow.
what am I doing?
Yeah, yeah.
I'm losing control.
okay.
So I started going to AA.
yeah.
I started,
They talk about a higher power, right?
higher power. I call him God now.
that's
So it's
cool.
all good stuff, man.
Yeah, yeah.
It took some adjusting. The
Yeah.
beginning of it was uncomfortable.
Sure.
I had to relearn myself. For the first few months, sobriety was not fun. I was an emotional mess.
Did you write songs out
I
of it?
couldn't concentrate. Yeah, I wrote a couple songs out of it.
Yeah.
And I'm wondering what I'm going to do with my drinking songs. I'm going to have to give those to somebody because
Yeah,
I
well-
have these drinking songs from back when I drank that they're pretty good songs, but
Right.
you know, I don't.
Yeah.
wanna
Every
push
hit
that.
country song has whiskey in it.
Sure.
I don't know, or PBR or whatever.
Yeah.
You know. Wow. So big change, man.
A lot. A lot of difference.
Are things going better now that you're more clear-headed?
Absolutely. I don't wake up hungover, so I wake up in the mornings and I'm ready to go.
You're ready to go.
Oh, I mean, almost to the point where obviously you can tell I probably have anxiety, but I'm ready to go. Like I attack the day. I get up, I go play downtown.
Because you just came from what, a 4-hour shift?
Jason Aldean's, 3 hours.
3-hour shift.
This was an easy shift
at Jason Aldean's place.
So yeah, I'm doing that full time. And and songwriting is the
That's
goal.
what you're doing.
Yeah,
it's like everything.
No, I stopped working in restaurants.
Wow.
And I got the opportunity to play full time downtown.
It's like make it or break it.
Yeah, I'm done. It's sink or swim time.
Oh, I got you. So in your mind, do you have a time frame for that, or is it just like one day at a time?
Yeah, one day at a time. It's just like with sobriety and anything else. I think the future has us anxious.
Yes.
And the past has us depressed.
Regret, yeah.
And I try to focus on today. Because tomorrow will take care of itself.
Right, that's cool.
I've heard that through my journey.
I've got a saying.
I don't have to worry about all of that hasn't happened.
Yeah, I've got a saying. I'm kind of like as deep as a baby pool, but the thing about it is the pasture is full of cow patties.
Sure.
You don't want to step in it. And the future is full of like the unknown and it's anxiety. And so you can't be worrying about that. You just have to live in today, and today is what is called the present.
And
right?
what happens a lot of times is, people are worried about the future, so they're not focused on their present, and they ruin their future.
Yeah, and you know what? Songwriters tend to, I've noticed this, songwriters and creatives tend to live 6 months to a year down the road.
We're always projecting.
I just had this one song.
We're using our imagination.
Yeah, right,
yeah.
But in not so good ways.
No. Well, there's a lot of fear-based.
Right.
Because we really want this.
Yeah, and you know what? Anxiety is simply a terrible misuse of one's creativity.
Right. Absolutely.
Because you're conjuring up scenarios that more than likely won't happen.
No. I mean, I think they say 98%, 99% of things that you worry about don't happen.
Yeah. So you're here banging it out, and I know that you've been really good at making relationships with other writers. That's one thing I've noticed about you, that you like to have that community.
There is a community. I definitely have an eye for talent. I feel.
You do. Yeah.
And especially young talent. As we have some mutual friends and stuff. They're some of the funnest, ambitious, kind.
Yes.
I mean, just good kids.
Good people.
I want to be around that because I'm fairly new in this, and I know there's a dark side to this game. Music game.
It can be.
And I don't want to be involved in that. I want to be around good songwriters. I want to write good songs.
Yeah.
Try and stay away from the routine of songwriting.
Yeah. Well, it can become a job just like anything. I think that, I know when I see, and come in contact with some of the big hit writers that I see sometimes hanging out in here, they tend to act a little jaded, like they got this whole like very private, standoffish.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not gonna tell you too much, and I'm not gonna. They're almost like Debbie Downers in a way.
Yeah.
Wonder why that happens.
There's this artist personality that I don't understand. I don't dress like an artist. I don't talk like an artist. I don't act like an artist. I am a goofball that loves music. I'm completely different on stage. But genuine.
Yeah.
Both characters are genuine.
Yeah.
That's just my other persona.
I got it.
I'm very passionate about music. I have been since I was 4.
Yeah.
Been singing since then. I've been in chorus from elementary school, kindergarten to high school.
So you've been uber creative.
Then karaoke.
Oh yeah,
And
karaoke.
then I joined a band,
and
then that's where the drinking kind of took place.
Yes.
But I was able to extract the drinking from the music.
Yeah. Good job. And so you're playing a lot of cover songs then when you're on down at Jason's place.
I try to play mostly covers.
Yeah.
Lets
people know them.
I get a lot of requests for original stuff now.
Can you mix them in?
Yeah. So what I usually do is I save a couple for the end.
Yeah.
And people have already kind of taken warmth to me.
Yes.
Because I've done a lot of requests up until then.
Right.
So they're like, let him do whatever he wants.
Yeah.
And I play my song "Me for Tennessee."
Yeah.
I just played it. It was the last song that I played.
That's
and
a good
I
one.
had people coming up to me,
Yeah.
shaking my hand, going, "Man, I'm sorry you're going through that."
Were they giving you $100 bills?
No, 5s and 20s and 10s and stuff.
Oh,
But,
really?
You know, that adds up. That adds up.
That's cool. So that is how you make your living, really,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, tips mostly.
These places like that downtown don't normally have to give you a wage, right?
There is a base pay.
There is a base.
So,
Is it like waitress base pay?
No, so it varies. You could make $30 in one place for 3 hours, or you could make $100. It really depends on the venue. It depends on who's managing.
But you get to keep tips.
Sure, the tips. I mean, you can double or triple your pay. Good. With tips.
So it is possible.
Yeah. So I mean, you're grinding out. You play 4, 5, 6 shows a week.
That's a lot of playing.
I didn't have to go to college. Yeah. Oh, you can. I'm always raspy.
Yeah.
Constantly.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's a lot of playing.
I played
but
5 shows.
You're getting in front of people,
yeah.
And you're kind of making. I mean, they may or may not remember who you are once they leave the venue, but do you give them a way to remember you?
So there's certain things.
A lot of cards.
When you play, yeah. So I'm working. I just built websites and social media pages galore right before I released my first single.
Okay.
So I got all that set up. I don't know what I've been doing this whole time. I guess drinking.
Well, when you're drunk, it makes it very, very hard to actually plan anything and execute the plan.
Yeah, it all becomes
drunk.
Yeah. So I do enjoy life a lot more. I am a lot more focused.
Man, I'm excited.
Yeah. So Me for Tennessee just came out right before Father's Day.
Do you have a video for that yet, or just?
So that's what's next.
You have a lyric video? Or
no. What we're gonna do is shoot a video here in Nashville.
Where can people hear the song?
So you can get it everywhere where music is sold, pretty much. I distribute it through TuneCore, and they distribute it through
everybody.
All the things.
Yeah.
You can stream it if you want to just hear it. If you want to buy it, it's on YouTube. It's on.
So you
Spotify.
have it on YouTube?
Mm-hmm.
So cool.
Yeah, they posted up a YouTube like kind of a cover page video.
A cover page, but they can hear the song. Yeah, that's a good place to be.
Yeah,
well,
sure. And if you wanna purchase the song, you're welcome to. It's 99 cents. Half of the proceeds for my song I'm donating to the Father's Rights Movement.
Yeah, why don't we talk about that?
Sure.
I mean, you were talking earlier that you've been going through a life change, and you're having some issues with your marriage, and and you have kids. How many kids do you have?
We have 2 boys.
2 boys, and how old are they?
6 and 2.
Oh, they're youngins, man.
Little babies.
That's tough, man.
Yeah, man. I got to see them for Father's Day. Spend some extra time with them, though.
Yeah, I mean, that's tough. So how did you get involved with this Father's Rights movement?
Man, right around the time that I was going through this final separation, it kind of came across me. I was on Facebook. I think our phones and our devices listen to us. Because there was I saw a post that was sponsored or advertised, and I clicked on it and I started looking at stuff, and I'm like, what's going on here? And I started reading people's stories and reading their testimonies, and I was like, oh my God, like, we're not alone. There's literally hundreds of thousands or millions of dads out there that are dealing with this parental alienation issue because we're dads, and it's a societal just stigma that moms get the kids and dads have to fight for their children. When we separate in a marriage or a relationship, it's understood. It's not even the law. The law doesn't state that. The law says we're equal. But it's understood that if the mother leaves, she takes the kids. Well, I'm at work all the time, or this and that. So, I mean, I'm not going to play tug of war with my children's bodies, like just yanking on them and saying, hey, stay
that's
with
not
me.
good.
So I've had to kind of pull back and do it the legality way through a lawyer, and you're spending tens of thousands of dollars to get your kids back.
I know, it's not fun.
It's ridiculous.
It is.
And so we're fighting it. I've always had a fighting spirit.
I can tell.
Especially when I drank.
I wouldn't want to run into you in Fritter's Alley late at night.
I was fighting the wrong things. Yeah. I was walking around offended all the time instead of fighting for...
Well, you know what? You were hurt.
Yeah, that's where you learn in program, where that comes from.
Yeah.
It's pain. People's anger comes from pain.
And unresolved hurt turns to resentment.
So I've spent a lot of time in program with sponsors and friends and family and God, and I pray every day now.
Trying to get...
These are things I didn't do.
Right, well, of course not. Because you were living life in your own strength and you failed. right?
Yes.
If you failed.
I was a one-man band.
You got to admit it. Right?
I was God. Unless I wanted the Yankees to win the World Series, then I prayed.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, I've been there, done that.
Yeah.
You know, and I've been a believer for since 1986, and I still struggle with it.
Yeah.
And it doesn't go away.
Because,
you know, you deal with it every day. That's why it says every day your mercies are new every day.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and it is.
Yeah.
It's because every day's a new day, and that's how you have to take it. And so you ran across this this platform for you, because I see you posting about it all the time.
Oh man, they put out good stuff, so I reshare.
You reshare.
I reshare everything. The Father's Rights movement is global.
Yeah.
There's actually a page in every state. I'm going to Las Vegas in August for their first annual convention.
Oh wow!
I'm performing at the convention.
Yeah, that's cool.
They've unofficially adopted my song "Slowly" as their anthem.
That is really cool.
Yeah.
Wow.
And so the weird thing, like you said, how did I come across it? Well, it was all, I was recording my song separate from that.
Separate from that.
Then the idea came, this is the way to get this song out.
Like linked together.
Not even intentional.
Not even intentional. So it found you.
Somebody helped it. Somebody, we won't name names.
The higher power.
Yeah. We'll call him the Wizard of Oz.
Oh yeah, the guy behind the curtain.
Yeah, the guy behind the curtain. You know, so I accept it and I roll with it and I pray every day. I say, what do you want me to do with this? What do I do? I know what life was like doing it my way. I never had bad intentions.
No, I don't think you're a bad person.
But I was steamrolling through life.
Yeah.
And that wasn't, I didn't.
But that's your personality type.
Yeah.
And I don't think that God has taken that away from you, because you're still steamrolling.
Oh man, I'm battling.
Now you're steamrolling on your career, and I see that you. But you know what? That's good. It's a blessing and a curse.
Yeah.
Because you probably can't go to sleep at night.
I have to get exhausted. So I usually work out at the end of the night. My brain races until I fall asleep.
Right.
Right when I wake up, man, the heart starts pounding, and I'm like, what do I?
How many hours a night sleep do you get?
I still sleep good, 6, 7, 8.
Okay.
I still sleep good. You know, a musician doesn't have to wake up too early. Even my morning gig I was up at 9:30.
Shoo.
So
yeah.
You know.
Well, man, I mean, I know a lot of people like you.
Yeah.
And I used to be like you.
Yeah.
I have. Now I'm older. My RPMs are going down.
I'm hoping that happens.
And but still inside my brain, I'm still like, well, I'm doing this because I've got this.
You've got to get this
I
out.
got to do it. Mm-hmm. You know, the creative entrepreneur is like, it can be such a great thing. It could be such a bad thing.
Yeah, if you ain't first, you're last.
Well, yeah. I mean, imagine if you're constantly pushing the gas pedal in your car all the way down to max.
Yeah.
You know, but you're not going anywhere. You're just like in the mud spinning.
Right.
That's kind of what we go through.
Yeah.
Because you're probably experiencing that here. Like, okay, I've got this thing pushed down.
We get these ideas.
We get mile an hour.
Yeah. We can't. They have to be used. Like we can't just like keep an idea and go.
No.
Like we gotta
well,
execute.
Your personality type is that I've been chosen to impact culture in some way.
As egotistical as that sounds,
Right.
yes. That's where artistry comes from. There's not a person on stage.
No.
There are some, not most. You know, if we weren't wired this way, we wouldn't do it.
You wouldn't do it.
Because I would have quit years ago. I've been doing this.
Who was the artist that cut off his ear? Was it Van Gogh? Or somebody?
Yeah.
Something weird.
Yeah.
Oh, he was crazy.
He needed to feel something.
Yeah. I mean, it's weird, you know. And the thing about it is, how do you harness that? How do you harness that and bring those RPMs back to a usable level?
Well,
how do you do it?
So songwriting,
you pray, right?
Songwriting, I pray.
Yeah, and the outlet.
Yeah.
Right. So like the creative outlet.
The gym. I go to the gym.
Okay.
The gym is huge for me.
Yeah.
It's almost like meditation.
Yeah, it's good.
So I wear my body out and I relax my mind.
Yeah.
And then, you know, writing songs.
Yeah.
Obviously. Prayer.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
Man, I'd like to say I eat a good diet, but I don't.
Okay.
You know, most of my burgers on my sleeve.
Oh, well.
I'm trying to keep it off
Good
camera.
protein. It's good protein. It's certainly better than carbohydrates from past Blue Ribbon.
Sure.
You know what I mean? And you got to drink a lot of that to get drunk.
Oh, absolutely.
You know what I mean? So
yeah, because it's water.
It's basically water and carbs. Anyway, well, man, so you're going out to the Vegas, you said, for
going
the
to Vegas
National
August
Convention.
24th and
Well,
25th.
that's going to be a pretty big deal.
It's Saturday and Sunday, August 24th, 25th. I'm performing on that Saturday for
How many
I don't know,
people?
a few hundred people.
Okay.
I don't know how many people are going to show up.
You might be surprised.
This is the first annual convention.
Oh, cool.
So we don't know who's going to show up, how is it going to go down. This is the first attempt.
Wow.
At a convention, and I'm hoping. I'd love to, and if you know anybody, I'm going to speak with the founder of the Father's Rights Movement. I'd love to get it here in Nashville.
Of course.
Coming up in the next years or so.
I'm sure.
I think Nashville would be great to have a Father's Rights convention.
I mean, yeah. I mean, I didn't go through exactly what you've probably been through, but I still had a situation in my life where my family did split.
Yeah.
And it was terrible.
It's hard to care about anything.
Oh,
there's some days you get up and you're sad.
Yes, very sad.
And it's I think the stigma too is a lot of people don't think men have feelings or something.
Oh yeah, right.
But what it is,
we do.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of them we're hiding them.
Yeah.
We hide them with anger.
Well, we've been taught that.
Yeah.
You know, the men that came before us in our life, our dads, our granddads, they were taught by culture to push it down. It's not manly to show emotion.
Right.
And I think that's one thing that I think through what you're doing, you're saying that's okay.
This is a therapy for me, man. I've learned a lot about who I am and like opened up. Like I mean, I cry at kids' movies.
Do you?
Like it's like I'm open.
Well,
like I love
good.
it. I love this. This is a new power.
I think that's really cool.
Of being in touch.
So the new songs that are coming out of you now, what are you writing about now?
Man, I mean, there's a story now. I got a story. I got a story that I can, with a sober mind, evaluate and look at. And
do you write about trials and overcoming trials?
So yeah, I mean, you know, the first song that I put out is "Me for Tennessee." It's about my son and missing him and what is he gonna think if he winds up living with his mom and I'm staying here working on this music thing. Is he gonna think I left him? Yeah. Well, I'm going to make sure that doesn't happen.
That's hard.
But that was my fear 7 years ago when he wasn't even a year old. Right. Now I have 2 boys, and my perspective has changed. Yeah. I can totally do this. Yeah. I drive them back and forth every other week. I'm actually leaving tomorrow probably.
That's hard, man.
500 miles each way. And I do that twice a month. So I'm driving 2,000 miles, 2,000 plus miles a month just to see my boys just for a couple days because we can't seem to settle on an agreement of just joint 50-50.
When you look at everything around, somebody on the outside could look at it going, well, it's this lifestyle in Nashville could be rather unstable.
Sure, I mean, I could definitely, I would definitely agree with that if I was out partying.
You're not now.
I changed the whole game up.
Good.
The game. This is very much like I go downtown, I play, I run away.
Wow.
I'm not part of that.
Yeah,
that's take
hard.
the money
and run. That's gotta be hard to do. But you're there to do a job.
I'm not interested in it anymore.
Good. Wow.
I'm really not.
So it got totally different.
I wanted to run and do this. This was more exciting to me. Sitting down, like this stuff matters.
Yeah.
So.
Wow. Well, man, I'm like highly impressed that you've been able to turn it around.
It wasn't all me.
Oh, I know that.
I just said I surrender. You know what I mean?
My buddy Tim says, it's not all God, it's not all me. It's a combination of both. That's why it's a collaborative process.
Sure.
Trying
to keep the flies off you.
So like you're co-writing your life. And God is the owner. Without preaching too much, sorry.
We opened. This was going to happen.
It's okay because I think that all creativity comes from somewhere outside of us, and we're the ones that catch it and we filter it through our mechanism and out of our arms, either playing guitar, piano, in our voice. It's coming through. It's being filtered. But where I was going with this was that. That creativity comes through. The best stuff comes through. I think hardship too.
I mean, just think about it. I wouldn't be working with the Father's Rights Movement if I wasn't dealing with it.
Because you wouldn't have cared.
And I kind of feel like with the fight that I have in me, just inherently, it's now focused on a worthy cause. And I want to help other dads out there because men are committing suicide because they're not seeing their kids.
Well, of course.
It's deeper than a bunch of whiny men. I mean, that's how people.
Well, or madmen.
Yeah.
Really angry at their exes.
And nothing against women or men, because I tell you what, I'm getting a lot of messages from women that are positive.
Oh, that's good.
I mean, more than men.
I was wondering.
No, like they're coming out of the woodwork. There's a lot of support for fathers' rights from women who don't understand. You know, and a lot of this could be some emotional trauma that our spouses or young women are facing, or mental illness.
Right.
You know, not taking medications properly, imbalances. I mean, because a sane human being, man or woman, would never think that this is okay to do, unless I was a danger.
Right.
By all means, if the mother or father is a danger, then absolutely. But when you end a relationship, that relationship ends.
Yeah.
Your relationship with your children
doesn't,
and it needs to be equal.
Yeah.
The money doesn't need to exchange hands. No one has to spend thousands of dollars in a court system.
Oh, yeah, man.
So lawyers can get paid.
Oh yeah.
You know, I talked to my lawyer about it, and they agree. They're like, yeah, you know, we enjoy making money, but we don't like having to make money this way. But if you look at it, the bar, the lawyers are fighting the fathers movement the hardest.
I bet. Of course, they want it to continue.
They do not want us to make
reconciliation.
it 50-50.
They don't want reconciliation because that's how they make their money. It's kind of like the medical stuff too. You know, keep people sick so we can heal them.
Well, the problem is you know, being an advocate I think is a personality thing, but a lot of people I feel like are kind of just going through the motions of life, and they're not trying to change it. But they just want to be left alone. They want to live as long as they can. They don't want to touch the world.
Yeah.
And there's a select few.
Yeah.
And you hear a lot of it in the Bible. So I'm reading more of the Bible.
Okay.
There's God chooses certain people with this drive, this ambition to change things.
Yeah.
And I finally found through my pain, going back to what you said, a purpose.
Yep.
Higher than me.
Well. Yep. You know.
That I think maybe our higher power want some help with.
Yeah. And I remember what I was trying to say before is that God's the owner of our life and we're the manager.
Yeah.
And He expects us to manage it well.
Absolutely.
And He wants us to manage it well, and He wants to help us. The issue is when we kind of start doing our own thing our own way.
Sure.
And then we're kind of left on our own. And I know, you know, what life was like before I became a believer. Mm-hmm. It was pretty much hell. Mm-hmm. And since I became a believer, I've gone back to hell a couple times because I've been stupid and I start pulling away.
But you recognize it sooner.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, wait a minute, I'm doing it again.
Yeah, it's kind of like a light. A light has the potential to light the room.
Right.
But you've got to plug it in.
Sure.
So it's there, but you've got to take a little step. So
sure.
So anyways, this has been a really interesting show that took an interesting turn.
Yeah, we talked a little bit about music, mostly about God,
but that's okay.
I mean,
because you know what, being a creative entrepreneur, it's a hard rub. Mm-hmm. You know, I talk about it every show. The creativity and the entrepreneur side, they rub together. You want to be creative. You want to make money. How do you do both?
Right.
How do you make a living? You know, you've been able to start figuring it out, but you're working your buns off. You know, and you may not be doing exactly what you want to do, but at least it seems to me you get a real energy boost and a high just getting in front of people and playing and singing.
Man,
whether or not it's your own song or Jason Aldean.
Whether it's a bit of ego, a bit of like you're literally affecting people. You're watching people feel what you're feeling. And
it's not even your song.
You're transferring emotion.
Interesting.
What an amazing feeling that is. Like I get high off that, and it's not bad for me.
Yeah.
You got to keep a level head.
Yeah.
So
again, I mean, I hear a lot of times people, original songwriters will say, I hate doing that Broadway scene because I can't play my own songs and I want to play my own songs. I'm never going to do a cover song again.
Baby steps. You don't. You're not born and then you get out. You don't run out of the womb.
It's really hard to make money in Nashville playing original songs. And you're going to go do writers' rounds, but you won't get paid.
Right, and if you work in a full-time job, like I was working a full-time job for years as a restaurant manager, I didn't have time to do music.
Yeah.
I was working 5-6 days a week, 60, 70 hours a week.
Wow.
And the dream was just off in the distance.
Yeah.
And maybe I played a gig once a month.
When you were
and
wishing.
I was miserable. I had plenty of money.
Right, but
plenty
you weren't
of money.
doing what you wanted to do.
My bills were all caught up. I had good credit. Everything was great. I was miserable.
Because money wasn't the answer.
We don't take it with
us.
You
got to get that creativity.
Now, if I make a bunch of money doing this,
hey,
awesome.
More power to you.
If I can make a decent living and do this, awesome.
Yeah.
I won't be broke.
Wow.
I know that. I'll grind.
So you're here in Nashville, and your plan is to continue to do what you're doing, and you know, get involved with the Father's Rights movement, and just take it one day at a time, and see where it takes you, and keep writing and keep just making songs, and maybe one of them will just hit.
Absolutely. If there's any songwriters out there that see this, and I'm sure there are, because that's what you work with.
Oh, there will be.
I'd love to get together and write. You know, I have a few people that I know personally, but I really need to build that network of. I've written every song that I've done, including Leave for Tennessee, on my own.
Oh, on your own.
And the thing here is collaboration.
It is.
It's networking.
Yep.
There is great songs written with collaboration.
Yeah.
Because where I could be writing a song and get stuck, someone could immediately go, "What do you think about this?"
Oh yeah.
You know, those fresh minds.
Two heads are better than one.
Absolutely. And
Two or three or four or five.
I haven't done it too much, but
okay.
I'm excited to do it.
You'll do it more.
I want to go write with Chris Young. He's right down the street.
Oh my God.
Saw him.
Chris Young is in a bar down the street.
Oh my, that's a weird thing.
Well, you know what's weird here is that a couple weeks ago, before my National Rising Song Contest, this guy comes up to me. Actually, it was during the contest. He goes, "Dude, how can I compete in this?" I'm like, "Well."
He's talking in your ear?
Yeah, he come up to me and starts talking during the show.
Yeah.
And I'm running sound, you know, I'm trying to run it, and he's talking to me. I'm looking at him. I don't know who he is. And I said, "Well," I said, "the thing is, you can't have a hit song on the Billboard 100 charts within the past 2 years."
So you're rattling off these rules.
Yeah, and you can't make 51% or more of your income through publishing. And he goes, "Crap, I can't do it." I said, "All right," and I go, "Who are you?" Right?
Yeah.
Well, I wrote Hurricane for Luke Combs, and I wrote two number ones for Kane Brown.
I know
I'm like,
who that is.
"You're crapping me."
Yeah.
I'm like, so the guy's wanting to compete in my contest, and
he just
can't.
showed up.
He just showed. Yeah, but he comes here all the time, and he plays on their stage here.
Can we say his name? Are we allowed to?
It's Taylor Phillips.
Yeah.
Taylor Phillips.
I try to get with him all the time.
Oh,
so
sure,
maybe
but
you can help. He's a rock star.
You're gonna be like this,
like,
man.
How do you do that?
You're not gonna get.
So do you have to get off the C list?
Yeah.
Before the A-listers want to play?
Heck yeah.
Wow, okay.
Oh, you do? You can't just walk up to these guys and say, "I want to co-write," where they're going to be like,
if you couldn't tell, I'm very much like that.
Well, yeah, but they're just going to go.
Because I guarantee you.
They're going to go.
I guarantee you he puts his pants on the same as I do.
He does, but the problem is that he has got a reputation.
Oh, man.
You know, and so he's in the A-list crowd. It's kind of like a dartboard. He's like in the red center, man, and you're still out on like one of the outer rings.
I don't know if I'm like a C plus. I think I'm a C plus.
But the thing is, he came to town just like you did. I love his bio. Maybe I'll be able to interview him, and I'm going to try to get to him.
Yeah.
Because he gave me his phone number, so I'm going to call him.
I talk to him on Facebook sometimes.
So, anyways. But there is a hierarchy here in town. It's kind of like working your way into the red center of a dartboard.
Sure.
And you never know. It's just like anything. I mean, if you're a baseball player in high school and you want to play in the major leagues, well, you don't go from high school to like Yankee Stadium. No. If you're good, then a scout comes and sees you, and they draft you, and you go into rookie ball.
And then they train you up a little bit.
And then you train you up and you play. Like, I always wanted to be a pitcher. So you go into rookie ball, then single A, double A, triple A.
Sure.
And if you're striking people out, you get maybe drafted, but you're making money through the whole thing. It's all professional.
Yeah.
You aren't getting paid. So
yeah,
it's the same thing
that.
as Nash Vegas.
I'm learning that.
So,
I'm always like, oh, I see you. I'm going to talk to you, and we're going to be best friends.
Well,
it's not how that works.
No, and that doesn't. It has nothing to do with you.
Sure.
It has to do with how this town works. So,
absolutely.
anyway,
I'm noticing that.
Yeah. But you know what? The longer you do it, the better you get, the more things are going to happen.
Sure.
Well, how can people find you? Some case of writers watching, or somebody wants to sign you.
So yeah, right. Yeah. That'd be amazing.
Hey.
So website is up.
What's the URL?
It's chriscoleofficial.com. And then that's also the Facebook page is Chris Cole Official.
Cool.
My personal page, which has got I think one available friend space left for it.
$49.99.
Yeah, might 44998.
Are we friends yet?
Yeah, we're definitely. We've been friends for a while.
Oh, okay. Because I wanted to be 5,000.
No, yeah.
Something about that last one.
I'll delete you and then get up the number and then add you back at 5,000.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
And then on Instagram. So if you go on my personal page. If you search Chris Cole Nashville, a link to like Instagram, Snapchat, all that stuff's on there. You can
Pinterest.
You can find it.
You got a Pinterest?
I don't have a Pinterest. I don't know what to do with that.
That's for sissies.
I have a Twitter, and I
Pinterest
have nothing to say.
Oh my God, you do have things to say.
I just type tweet in the morning.
Oh my gosh.
And that's it.
All right. Well, I won't follow your butt then. No, man. Well, it's been awesome talking to you,
absolutely.
man. I really I'm so happy that you took the time to come.
Yeah, man. I'm glad. Sorry, I was a few minutes late. I was rushing from downtown.
You're playing, man.
And then I was eating a burger in the car.
Yeah. Now go get out of here and go find Chris Young.
I'm gonna go over there and
see if we'll be go.
I'm
Just
gonna go buy him a milk.
Go. All right. So Chris is headed down to find the other Chris at the next venue down the street, and I'm gonna say bye. Thanks for watching another episode of Musicians Anonymous. Appreciate your time, and we'll see you back here again with another show real soon. Bye. Chris, say bye.
Bye.
All right. See ya.